Thick clouds and 40 degrees. Runner's weather for the 6th annual Hood to Coast Relay. 500 teams, 5,500 runners line up at Timberline Lodge for the 168-mile journey to the Pacific Ocean.
Oh, I'm ready. I've been ready for a week.
3, 2, 1, you're off! Go get 'em!
It's a very severe downhill that can be very damaging on your legs and create a lot of lactic acid, which will make it difficult to run later. So they've got to be very careful in the early part of the race.
Runners wrestle with gravity to control their stride. Each member of the 11-person teams will run 3 legs of the relay. The baton is passed to the next teammate every 5 miles or so.
2, 4, 2. Go in! 965.
To minimize crowding at exchange points, groups of runners start at 20-minute intervals. But racers, team vans, and oncoming traffic must be wary of each other. And then it gets dark.
I'm just trying to get the kink out of my knee. That's the only thing that's bothering me. I'm gonna be fine.
12 hours and twice that many stitches later, the lady is riding with her team. But 2 mates will run an extra leg in her place.
And then I tried to keep myself from falling on my face, and I got my hands. But it's an experience.
Most reach the Willamette River safely in the morning light. Then the runners begin to climb from sea level again. First steps are on Southwest Corbett.
I think it's a little bit easier this year. I'm not sure.
Easier! No way!
Every great race, I like to say, has their heartbreak hill, and on ours is Bald Peak Mountain.
Many runners say this is the most difficult part of the race. Bald Peak Road heads sharply uphill for 2.5 miles. Once they reach the top, the runners face the steepest 1.5-mile downhill on the course.
This is hard.
Nearly half the course still lies ahead, but the runners are determined to take every step when their turn comes again.
Makes it almost worth doing another whole leg in a few more hours.
Sounds crazy, doesn't it?
You don't think it is?
I don't know anymore what's crazy and what's sane. I just know that it's a wonderful challenge, and to do it with some of the best people in the world is really fabulous.
We had 4 guys drop out on us. We got 4 legs each for a few of us.
Been doing 40 minutes pretty much.
Is that good for you?
Yeah, this is my first Hood to Coast.
Challenges in life are what it's all about.
Okay, hold it.
But I'll be real glad to see the ocean.
As the last runner completes the 33rd leg, teammates join for a joyous sprint to the finish line.
We're going in style, folks. Hey, there he is! Hey! Get him! Wait for us, Mike, or I'll tackle you, and I mean it, I can still catch you.
The fastest of all were the Killer Bees team from the Portland Running Club. They completed the 168-mile course in 14 hours, 33 minutes. That's 5 minutes and 5 seconds per mile.
Yeah.
Racers relaxed on the other side of the finish line, no longer in a hurry. Otherwise, they'd have taken a plane or a freeway to the coast. Instead, they've helped revive the traditional rationale for recreational travel. The destination is important, but so is what happens to you on the way. In Pacific City, Jim Hyde, Channel 2 News.
2, 1,
The first flight of runners charged down Mount Hood at 6 p.m. Friday, headed for Pacific City on the Oregon coast, 6,000 feet below and 168 miles away. While the other teams waited their turn, loosening up and posing for pictures. Caution and optimism stretched the minds of many racers.
A little worried about the heat tomorrow, but with the team and some ice, I think I can do it.
580 teams eventually started the relay, including KATU's Broad Coasters. We set out not only to get to the finish line ourselves, but to photograph and report on the race. No one's ever done that. Most of us had never run 15 miles in one day before. Town Hall producer Frank Mungem is an exception. He burned the first leg in 19 minutes 5 seconds, averaging 4:46 per mile. Each of the first 3 legs drops more than 1,200 feet in less than 5 miles. Darkness descends with the runners. They depend on their flashlights and the headlamps of vans transporting the rest of their teams to the next baton exchange point. Inside the vehicles, masseurs try to make the next leg bearable. Others want sleep, but the average amount of shut-eye is only about an hour. Some racers beat the dawn into the Willamette Valley. Now they must ascend the West Hills of Portland. The morning light finds teams filtering through the hill country, leading to the Coast Range of mountains. They climb higher, so does the sun and the temperature. But by now, most runners have completed 2 of their 3 legs.
Third leg is going to be one of the best things in life, you know. To run straight in the Pacific Ocean, I couldn't think of anything better. Well, then a second thought.
The thought of many runners going up the Coast Range is a singular one. When will this be over? Others are more lighthearted.
How you feeling?
Oh, wonderful. This is fun.
While all the rest of the relay teams were still looking for fun on the course, the Nike-sponsored Killer Bees were posing for pictures at the finish line. They set a new course record, 14.5 hours.
I didn't really think it would be that hard to run 5:10s for, you know, it just seems like we could click them off. But then once you get out there and you see how organized you have to be and the confusion of, you know, going through Portland at 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning, it's just an incredible feat, I think, you know.
No one matched the 5 minutes 10 second per mile pace set by the Bees, but 483 teams finished the race, and the Broadcoasters? We estimated we'd finish in 21 hours 48 minutes. It took us 21:50. We've been to the coast many times, but never enjoyed the trip so much. At Pacific City, Jim Hyde, Channel 2 News.
The biggest road running relay in North America is getting even bigger. This year, 700 teams comprised of a maximum 12 runners each will race from Mount Hood to the Oregon coast. While the trail from Mount Hood to Portland will remain the same as years past, the rest will change. Jogging northwesterly through towns like Scappoose, St. Helens, Astoria, and finally Seaside.
The race has grown so phenomenally fast over the past few years that it had previously ended in Pacific City. And because of the congestion and traffic at the finish area, we're finally forced to move the race here.
For many towns along the relay route, this is the most exciting thing to run through here in years. Here at the Scappoose High School parking lot, they'll be serving up a pancake breakfast to the runners. They've got enough food for 3,000 people, and that should mean big bucks.
They may not stop at all at the pancake booth, but there's stores and stuff that is going to be open for it. I think it's very positive.
So positive, in fact, that local businesses, including this gas station, are staying open later than normal. And farther north in St. Helens, the Quick Mart will do all it can for the runners.
And we ice everything down, everything's ready for them, and we really try to cater to them.
At the finish line in Seaside, runners and their caravans will be greeted with open arms from a city already counting the dividends.
Impact of people and runners and vans and cars and buses, and wow, it's a lot.
Some towns along the way will even be providing showers and other accommodations, well aware that this is a race that will benefit everybody in the long run. In St. Helens, Steve Dunn, Channel 2 News.
Blistered Sisters. Yeah, birds and bees kicking asphalt.
Relay teams gathered at the start of the race at Timberline Lodge, and shortly before 2:30 this afternoon, the first runners took off.
3, 2, 1, and they're off!
700 teams are participating in the Hood to Coast race this year. That's 8,400 runners. Each team is composed of 12 runners who each run about 15 miles altogether. Most people say they're not trying to set a new world record. They're just running for fun, and their team names reflect it.
Nice and easy, buddy. Get your own speed.
By 6 o'clock this evening, the first runners were coming into Checkpoint 6 just outside of Sandy. Joe Zucker with Farewell to Legs was among them.
How are my legs? They're okay for now. Let's hope they stay this good.
Chuck Kirkpatrick was running for incredible feats.
And how are your feet? Are they incredible?
Tired, real tired.
Some teams just admitted to their shortcomings before they even started, like the habeas corpses.
We work for the sheriff's department, a lot of us do, and it's kind of the body of the crime, and we're pretty much dead bodies by the end of this, so it pretty much fits.